Hi, I'm Tom Casper. I am a heart survivor, something I never envisioned in my entire life to this point I would ever say to anybody in conversation, but yet here I am. So very, very glad to be here. So before the incident, life work was pretty hectic. 3 kids, they were all in college at that time, a lot of running around, busy with the job. Finding time for myself was hard. That's why for me, running was almost like I called it my therapy. It was a nice April day. It was April 28th. I still remember this very clearly. I hadn't really taken a run in a while due to weather and everything and decided to go. I remember still very clearly walking out the end of the driveway, starting my watch to track my pace, and looking at my daughter, who was at the edge of our property social distancing with a friend because of COVID, and saying, "Hey, I'll see you later, going for a run." And that's the last thing I remember. We have family friends who help facilitate the volleyball club that my daughters had participated in, and they live almost exactly a mile from us. I ran directly to their house, from what I was told, and she was outside, saw me in the yard. I came up to her. She said I looked completely exhausted. She got me a bottle of water and tossed it to me. She said, "You tried to catch it, it dropped." She goes, "And then you collapsed." She said she screamed. Her husband came out on the front porch, who thankfully knew CPR, was a former volunteer fireman. He literally jumped over their fence, came out to me and started CPR on me. There happened to be 2 nurses who were both in the neighborhood. Both had seen the commotion and had come over. One of them saw that my eyes had closed again, and she checked my pulse and saw that my heart had stopped a second time. So they both started doing CPR on me. I was told my heart stopped a 4th time in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. Thankfully, the staff there was fantastic from what I understand. They got me stabilized, got me through tests, kept my wife informed. Because of COVID, she could not come in. They were being honest. They said, "We're not really sure at this point. Most people that have this type of event outside the hospital have a 3% chance to live," which I can't imagine what she felt getting that information. 4 days after the incident happened, I can't say any other way of describing it other than I came to. I'm extremely grateful that the nurse was in the room at the time and saw me recognize and make eye contact and knew that I was now conscious and said, "Mr. Casper, do you know why you're here? Everything's okay." I can't tell you how much that meant to me, just to have somebody calm me when I had no idea what had happened. I was just in shock. I just couldn't even process that, being told that I had quadruple bypass surgery. I still very vividly remember also asking my cardiologist, how does a 55-year-old guy who can run a half marathon, who focuses on trying to eat and balance and doing all the things you're supposed to do, how does that guy end up with almost full blockage of 3 of his 4 main arteries? And he looked at me with a deadpan straight face and said, "Genetics." At my family gathering, which we have cousins and nephews and everybody get together at Christmas time, I think I was almost overtly talking to everybody just to make sure, even if you don't think you have something, go, talk to your regular PCP, have symptoms, talk about your family history. So when I think about what happened that day and how immensely lucky I was, I can't even put words or quantification to what that means to me. And again, I'm very gracious and appreciative for being invited to the Heart Ball. My son's graduating from law school that weekend, which I'm so excited to be attending that event. I will tell you, it hits me with great enormity because he got accepted to law school after this event happened. And I still so very vividly remember that August of 2020, he left to go to school, and he was going to live in an apartment by himself, and I helped him pack up his car and watched him drive away. And I came in and my wife looked at me and she's like, "Why are you crying?" Sorry. And I said to her, "I almost wasn't here." And I think about that a lot. I make the most of every moment I can experience that I still have that opportunity to. That some people that I'm very close to that aren't around anymore, that will never have those moments. So going to my son's graduation means the world to me. To see him continue to grow up and to be a proud parent, because that almost wasn't. We need to be able to do more tests. We need to be able to use the technology we have so that if somebody like me has something going on genetically that they don't know about, maybe there's a new blood test in the future that would have given me a warning sign, and through donations, and research, been able to have a doctor go, hey, there's something going on that we need to be careful of. And maybe I could have been on a medicine sooner and this never would have happened. So if you can donate to help support finding a way to do more things and prevent things like this happening, you're helping people live lives and get to college graduations and see things that maybe they wouldn't.